Welcome to another episode of 123 Credit Tea, where we gossip about everything credit. My name is Frances, credit expert and senior credit consultant with 123creditconsultants.com. Today we're going to talk a little bit about identity theft and exactly how that happens. So if you've been a victim of identity theft, or if you have someone who has stolen your identity, maybe they've purchased some items or they've bought some stuff in your name and it's on your credit report, we're going to talk a little bit about how that happens, what you can do to prevent that if it haven't happened to you, and if it possibly happened before, then I'll give you some tips on what you can do to get out of that situation. All right. So, of course, before we hop into the show, I do want to invite you to be a part of our live studio audience virtually. You can click on the link associated with this video to RSVP to be invited on to our live show. On the live show, as a special guest, you'll be able to participate in our Ask a Credit Consultant session, where I will be answering your question live on the show. All right, so let's hop right into today's episode, and the show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're talking a little bit about identity theft, how to protect yourself, and tips if you've already been an identity theft victim. But before we hop into those credit tips and credit information, I want to highlight a news article that is related to what we're talking about today. The article is from TMZ.com. A very popular hip-hop artist / rapper, G Herbo, was recently indicted by the FBI for basically identity theft related charges, and he was accused of having identity theft related charges when it comes to having luxury goods and services, designer puppies, and different things like that. And the reason why I want to highlight that story is because a lot of times people think that people who commit identity theft related things is actually like some random person on a keyboard or computer overseas in Nigeria, right? So y'all remember those like Nigerian print scams, like back in the day, they used to send you an email saying that, you know, they were part of the military, they were stranded, and they needed you to send them $20 million or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know, I think those emails might still go around right now, but my point is, hopefully y'all not falling for that scam, but my point is that it's not the Nigerian prince over in Africa that is committing, you know, these type of charges. It's also people right here in the United States that look like you and I. If you go and actually apply for an apartment, if you apply for a rental house, or if you're going to apply for a job, if you apply for pretty much anything using your social security number, your information is compromised. So let's think about it like this. You applied for 10 jobs, okay? And in those 10 jobs, you have your application on file with 10 different employers. That's 10 different HR departments. Let's say each HR department has 10 employees. So the number starts getting bigger and bigger for the people who have access to your personal information. So not just your social security number, but your address, your date of birth, and other personal things about you. So for people that are victims of identity theft and they're trying to figure out exactly how that happened, you're wasting time, okay? Trying to figure out how that happened or who used the information and all that stuff is really a waste of time, because it could have happened anywhere from anybody at any time. Not to mention, the internet is not 100% secure. So if you purchase something online, or if you applied for a credit card online, there's hundreds of different ways people can get your information, okay? But identity theft is pretty much when someone takes your information, your social security number, your name, your address, your date of birth, anything that is associated with you personally, and utilize it to purchase goods, to purchase services, to get access to credit lines, cars, apartments, homes, different things like that, okay? Someone basically posing as you or someone else to obtain those type of things is the definition of identity theft, okay? So that is the layman's term version of how identity theft actually happens. Now, let's talk about how to protect yourself if you have good credit, if you don't have good credit, but you're still working on your credit, or if you care about your credit at all. There are some very important ways that you can protect yourself. But before I talk about that, even if you have bad credit, even if your credit score is not perfect, it's still important to still monitor your credit and still protect your credit, because people can still utilize your information not only to get goods and services, right? But they can apply for unemployment benefits in your name. They can apply for Social Security in your name. They can file your taxes for you, right? So a lot of people say, well, I have bad credit, so I don't really care about protecting myself from identity theft. And that's just not true. Your information can still be used for things other than getting things for your credit, okay? And if you have ever had to deal with the IRS, trying to figure out who you are versus if you're the scammer or not is a whole process in itself, all right? So if you want to protect yourself from identity theft, the best thing that you really can do is monitor your credit. It's kind of like a preventative thing. So you're thinking about some of the free credit monitoring sites that a lot of people use to monitor their credit is a good start, but I highly recommend that you pay for a credit monitoring service because they come with a lot more perks. A credit monitoring service that you pay for will give you access to all 3 of your credit reports and all 3 of your credit scores. The free credit monitoring sites don't necessarily give you access to all 3. The second part of that is that your credit score may be a little bit more closer to what it actually is on a paid monitoring site versus using a free credit monitoring site, okay? The other difference is that most of them come with alerts. So if someone applies for something in your name, if they have a new inquiry, if your name changes, if you have a new account pop up, if anything pretty much happens on your credit, they will email you, they will alert you on the app, and they will text you, all right? And if you're a busy individual, if you have a family, if you have children, if you go to work, if you're a normal person that just got stuff going on in your life, you don't have time to be watching your credit report every single day or every single week or every single month to see what's going on with your credit, to see if somebody bought something or something has changed. And so paying a small fee for a credit monitoring service every single month will save you from that time headache of trying to compare all of your credit reports every single month to notice any changes. The benefit of that is that you can be proactive instead of reactive. So if you're preventing something from if you're monitoring your credit, okay, and something pops up, you can immediately take action on it to contact that company to figure out what's going on. You can freeze your credit report. There's a lot of different things you can do very quickly to make sure that that situation doesn't go from bad to worse, okay? But if you're not monitoring your credit, or if you're using an unreliable credit monitoring service, aka a free one, you may not get those alerts, or it may not be that accurate information, okay? So I definitely have some ideas for you. Check the link associated with the video, and it will have a link where you can get access to a credit monitoring service that we use at our company for all of our clients. They do provide you with identity theft insurance, and they're going to give it to all of our viewers at a discounted rate. All right, so if you go directly to their website, the price is going to be a little bit higher than what we have for you on that link. All right, so click on that link associated with that. Get started with monitoring your credit and see where you are at. All right. So last but not least, we talked about what identity theft is. we talked about what you can do to prevent it. Now, if identity theft has already happened to you, someone has already utilized your information, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for you to separate yourself from the imposters. So the best thing for you to do, I highly recommend, is scheduling a consultation with us on our website at 123creditconsultants.com. You can schedule a free credit consultant consultation and a credit analysis. And we can go over your credit, kind of discuss some things with you. And if it's a situation that we'll be able to help you with, we'll definitely invite you to join our program. Now, we don't accept everybody who wants to sign up because you have to be, a good candidate for the services. And we don't want to just take your money. We want to actually make sure we can help you. So that's why we have you schedule that free consultation as well. Because if it's not a good fit, we'll let you know that, we don't want you to sign up and find another option, pretty much, okay? So that pretty much answers the question with that. We're going to move right along to our Ask a Credit Consultant segment. So each and every show, I have a little small portion, little time set aside for you guys to be able to ask questions related to your credit. And in order for you to get those questions answered, follow us on social media, okay, at 123 Credit Consultants on Instagram and 123 Credit on Facebook. Use hashtag Ask a Credit Consultant, and I will go on there during the show, pull random questions, and answer them live. And of course, if you're part of our live studio audience, we'll pick one audience member to come on and ask me their credit question live as well. All right, so I have 2 questions submitted on social media that we're going to be answering in today's show. The first question is from Aurora. Her question is, any tips to remove hard inquiries from your credit? I've searched the group and I'm not able to find anything. So if you have hard inquiries on your credit report, keep in mind that inquiries only count as 10% of your overall credit score, okay? So even if you got every single inquiry off your credit report, you're not going to go from having bad credit to excellent credit. So don't primarily focus on just inquiries on your credit report. That's number 1. Number 2, if you're wanting to remove inquiries because you've been a victim of identity theft, maybe someone has been applying for credit in your name, they've been applying for different things like we talked about in the show, and those are unauthorized inquiries, then you can simply just dispute them on your credit report, okay? Very simple. Now, I highly recommend not disputing any inquiries on your credit report that you actually made, okay? Because that would be making a false, dispute. You want to make a factual dispute. You don't want to lie, okay? So if you have inquiries on your credit report that you actually made, then you need to just leave them on there. They fall off within 2 years. And quite honestly, worrying about inquiries on your credit when you have bad credit is a waste of time because, like I said, it only counts as 10% of your credit score, and it's not going to get you from bad credit to excellent credit, okay? So just to recap, if it's identity theft related or unauthorized inquiries, just simply dispute them, all right, in the mail, not online. But if you're worried about inquiries because you have a low credit score, you're wasting your time. You need to be focusing on other things that are weighing down your credit score the most, all right? So hope that information was helpful for you. Thank you for submitting your question, and we're going to move on to the next one. Last question is from Devin. This question is kind of long, but we're going to answer it. I have an auto loan that is in my name and my ex's name. Okay, so you have a car that's in your name and somebody, okay. He doesn't care about his credit and stopped paying the payments. I started paying it because I've worked very hard to get my credit to where it is. He doesn't want the car and neither do I. I don't want to continue paying the car that I don't even have and I don't want. I owe more than the car is worth at this point. I owe $25,000 and it's worth $12,000. I'm wondering what would be my best option to get rid of the car. Voluntary repo, question mark. Why would anyone want to take over payments for a car that's worth half of what I actually pay for it? Help my credit, please. Okay. So what I gather is you co-signed on an auto loan with somebody, your ex. First of all, y'all, don't co-sign for nobody, okay? My mama, I love you, mama, if you're watching this, but I ain't co-signing for you. I ain't co-signing for anybody. All my people in my family know, don't ask me, because the answer is no. Fix your credit. Get stuff in your own name, okay? Y'all, your boo thing, all these different people, your baby mama, your baby daddy, all that, don't co-sign, okay? Help them improve their credit in some type of way, legally, and have them get it in their own name. Because this is what happens. When you co-sign for a vehicle, you're equally responsible for the payments, just like he is and just like she is. So if they sue you or repo the car, both of y'all getting sued. Both of y'all having that repo on your credit, okay? The car company don't care about if you want the car, if you don't want the car. They don't care about all that. They just want that money, okay? So co-sign for your husband, co-sign for your wife, co-sign for your child, co-sign for people that you feel like you are willing to pay the bill for, okay? If you're not willing to pay the bill for whatever it is you're co-signing for, don't co-sign, okay? That's the first part. Now, the second part is, honestly, truly, there's really nothing you can do. I mean, legally, you signed for the car, just like he did. So, or she did. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I'm sorry. But you both are equally responsible for the car. So, unless you want to pay the car off, all right, or you can do a voluntary repo, but whether it's voluntary or involuntary, it's still going to hit your credit. And it's still going to affect your credit score the same amount, okay? So whether you gave them the car or they came and took it, it's a repo. It's still going to lower your credit score the same amount. It doesn't matter, okay? What I would highly recommend doing, I don't know if you ever thought about this. This is a creative option. You could rent the car out on some car rental sites. So they have a site called Turo. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Turo is basically a site where people can rent out their cars to other people and collect money for the car rental every single month. That is an option. If it's a car that you're not using, and let's say the car note is $400 a month, you could rent the car out on Turo at least a few days or a week worth in the month and use that money to pay the car off. But other than that, you could get the car repossessed and send the car back, but you're still going to owe the balance. They're going to sell the car at an auction, and the remaining amount that so let's say you said the car is worth $12,000. They're going to probably sell it at an auction for half of that, $6,000, okay? With that $6,000, they're going to add that to the total balance that you owe, which is $24,000, and the remaining amount of the loan, you still got to pay, even if you don't have the car, okay? You can do, maybe a settlement for the remaining balance, but you're going to come out of pocket and pay the remaining amount. So what I would say your best option is, number one, rent the car out and use the extra money to pay the car off, and, save your credit that way. Like I said, that's pretty much the best solution that I have for you. So hopefully that was helpful for you. That's the best I can give you with that one, okay? So just keep in mind that during our episode, during the show, I give you guys a lot of free information, a lot of free credit tips, but this information is for general information only, all right? So if you're wanting information for your specific credit situation, head over to our website, www.123creditconsultants.com, where you can schedule a free consultation and a free credit analysis, okay? It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay for it. And if you are a candidate for our services, then we would definitely invite you to enroll and sign up, all right? Of course, each and every episode, I have a free gift, a free goodie for you guys. So today's episode, I have a free credit score booster guide that a lot of people said it has been able to help them boost their credit score anywhere between 50 to 100 points. All right, so you can download that absolutely free by clicking on the link in the description area or going over to our website, 123creditconsultants.com/credit guide to download your free copy. As always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next show. Bye.